Hello everybody, let me first address the fact that yes, my face is mostly naked and that is for a very good reason. Today I'm going to be talking about this little beauty. Now for those of you who don't know, if you live under some kind of highlighting rock, this is Jaclyn Hill's latest collaboration with BECCA Cosmetics. I'm going to open it, but first I'm going to tell you the story of how I came across this palette. So I follow Jaclyn Hill. I have been a subscriber of her for probably a few years now. I really like Jaclyn Hill. And I can remember actually the first time I used one of her tutorials was when I traveled to, I think we were in DC, and I wanted to do a pretty smoky eye, and I pulled up one of her videos on my phone and put it in the bathroom and had it ready so that I could follow all the steps. And so anyway, I've been following her for a long time. I follow her on Snapchat, I follow her on YouTube, pretty much everywhere I can follow her, I do. I love Jaclyn Hill. And when Champagne Pop went on sale, I bought it immediately. I'm obsessed with her. I've used Champagne Pop about 1.5 million times on this channel. You guys have seen me use it, I'm sure. So when she announced this latest collaboration, I almost peed my pants and was really, really excited. I also bought the Champagne Glow palette, which was that it had Pearl, Champagne Pop, and the darker brown shade, I forget what it's called. But I love Jaclyn Hill. I pretty much will purchase anything she puts out because I believe that it will be good, and I believe that she has a good eye for makeup, and she's concerned about making sure that everything will look good on every skin tone. So anyways, as soon as she announced this collaboration and the date, I was freaking out. I was ready to go. So the day of the launch online on Sephora.com, I was sitting with the website open like some kind of fiend, like I needed a fix for this highlighter. I sat on the website for like 15 minutes before it launched, and then as soon as it hit 12 o'clock, I refreshed it and I purchased it. I was supposed to get lunch with somebody that day at 12:30, and they ended up texting me at like 11:56 saying like, hey, can you leave work now? And I was like, no, I can't. You're gonna have to wait. So anyways, I am glad that I did because this sold out pretty much immediately. I think it was only up for maybe like 30 minutes or so. So it took about a week for it to arrive. But when it did, I mean, come on. The packaging, it feels really good. This is the back, if you can see that. So when you open it, the mirror on this is monstrous. It's so pretty. So let me show you guys. Here's the mirror up here. It's absolutely massive, and then all of the products are down here. So they included this nice little sheet so that you can see what the shades are called, and also it protects them. So I've kind of kept it on there. So we can just start talking about all of them right now. I think honestly, once I get a tan, this is gonna be a lot better for me. But here, of course, is Champagne Pop. This is Prosecco Pop, which is a lot more gold. This is Rosé Spritz, this is Amaretto, and this is Pamplemousse. So to be honest with you, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with Amaretto. Maybe once I get more of a tan, I can use that as kind of a blush. But right now it's a little too dark and I don't really want to use that on my cheeks. But I will say all of these products are extremely pigmented. I used them a couple days ago at a wedding, and Pamplemousse, I promise you, I pretty much did one of these and I tapped it off and it was still a crazy amount of pigment. So I'm gonna do some swatches for you guys first, and then I will do a demo. That's why my cheeks are bare. I figured I would try a few different products, layer them, play with them. All right, so we are gonna start with Champagne Pop, of course, and that is this shade over here, all the way to this side. This is described as being a soft white gold with pinky peach undertones, and I find that on my lighter fair skin, that is certainly the best shade for me. Next over is Prosecco Pop, which I'm obsessed with the name, but this is certainly very gold. It's a medium warm gold. I think once I have a tan, that is gonna look absolutely gorgeous. I think if you have a darker skin tone than mine, this is going to be so, so beautiful on you. Next we have Rosé Spritz, which is one of the blushes she offers, and this is a soft peachy pink with pale gold shimmer. I am just dreaming about wearing this on vacation once I have a really, really nice tan. I think that's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. I may actually apply a little bit of that today. I just think that is so beautiful. Next we have Amaretto, another blush she offered, and this is a matte toasted almond. It does not have any shimmer in it whatsoever, so I don't know if she's expecting this to be more of a bronzy shade or what her plan is kind of for that color. I'll have to look into it a little bit more, but maybe I could apply a little today and just see how it wears. And then finally, we have this blush, which is called Pamplemousse, which is a matte warm coral pink. So again, I think once I have a tan, or if you had coloring a little bit darker than mine, this would absolutely be a gorgeous, gorgeous color on your skin tone. It's really gonna pop. So a big thing with this collection is the ability to kind of mix things. And a big thing Jaclyn has been doing, especially on her Snapchat, is mixing these two highlighter shades to create like a really intense highlight on the cheek. They talk about layering, you know, rosé spritz on top of pamplemousse and so on and so forth. All the colors seem to work really, really well together. So I left my face bare because I wanted to kind of play with this palette with you guys today. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna mix the two highlight shades, and I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth like this, tap off the excess. And what I've been doing recently, here I'm gonna actually zoom you guys in a little bit. I've been kind of sweeping down like this, and a little bit onto the front of the cheek. This creates such a beautiful highlight. I mean, you guys can see. It's very golden. I might actually add a little bit more champagne pop in there. And hitting the tiniest bit of the front of my cheek as well, so when I smile, you can kind of see it on the front of the cheek. So I'm just gonna do the same on this side. My skin is pretty light, so you guys can see, I mean, it is an intense glow. You could certainly see it from pretty far away, but when you get a little bit closer, you can see it a little bit on my skin because I am so light. And maybe that's just because at the moment I don't have any blush on, so let's fix that. I'm gonna take this really big Real Techniques brush and I'm gonna go into Amaretto. And these are so highly pigmented. I mean, it's unreal. So I'm just gonna take this a little bit and use it back here to add a little bit of warmth to the face. Is actually working out pretty well. Had to toot my own horn here. I think because it's matte, it works so well. If there was any shimmer in this whatsoever, it would look ridiculous. I'm just gonna add a little bit to the forehead as well, just to kind of even out the bronziness. I think I have a little bit of leftover blush from the other day on this brush, but that's okay. I'm just gonna grab my Real Techniques sponge. I used this for my foundation earlier. I'm just gonna kind of buff out my edges here. Just adds a little bit of warmth. So that is actually a really nice color. Oh, I had lipstick on my teeth. How long has that been there? All right, let's hope it hasn't been there too long. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take Rosé Spritz. I'm literally just gonna dab a couple times and tap off any excess. And then I'm gonna start in the back. See how crazy pigmented that is? I barely, I mean, you saw me, a couple taps in the pan. And this stuff is just crazy pigmented. I do think I'm just a little too light to completely pull this off. I don't ever use a blush this bright. Oh, I went in with Pamplemousse. I did not go. All right, well, let's go with a little Rosé Spritz now. Might as well, right? Apply all the colors. I mean, literally just tapping it on the front of my cheek. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of the Amaretto shade towards the back here. I think this is too pigmented. Is that a terrible thing for me to say? I just do, it's just really bright. Thank God I have this to kind of tap everything out, but I generally would not go this intense. I might actually grab a brush and just kind of start to blend that because it is so intense on the skin. I'm also gonna take a little bit of Prosecco Pop and just put that on the inner corner of my eyes. Brighten that up. A little bit of a gold highlight there. Take a little champagne pop and just put that over top too. And take a little champagne pop just on the tip of the nose. And then I'm gonna take a mixture of the two, apply it right to my cupid's bow. So overall, I think that this palette is not for the faint of heart. I think you definitely have to be willing to have kind of a stronger cheek, and you have to be willing to really glow. I mean, you guys can see, this is really intense, and I didn't really even apply that much product. You saw I tapped my brushes on, I tapped them, you know, into the product, I tapped them on top of here, and it's still a really, really intense color. So I went in a couple times with different products to just kind of buff it out a little bit and blend it. So you definitely have to be willing to rock a more intense cheek. And the good thing, I guess, about cheek products is they generally, at least on me, they're the first ones to kind of fade throughout the day. So you have to really want to have that pop-in cheek first thing off the bat. But I do like this palette. I think, like I said, as I get a little bit more tan, this is definitely gonna look amazing on my skin tones. I don't know that it's the most friendly for fairer skin tones, but it is really pretty, and I am really glad that I got my hands on this guy. So this is a limited edition product. They are going to be launching it in stores in June. I will leave the date down below for you guys. So I will put up a few more pictures of swatches on my blog, amberraybeauty.com. I'll take a few pictures of this mug so you guys can see a little bit more up close the different shades that we used. So I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of quick and dirty demo and review of this palette. If you guys want to see anything else, please leave your recommendations down below, because I always love an excuse to go buy some new stuff. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Check down below for some links, and I'll see you soon.